is Vanessa Rabenda. I'm a senior art history major with a museum studies concentration and a Spanish minor, and I am currently a staff member at MAC, but I was previously an intern for the past 2 years.
So my name is Maddie Stratton, and I am a student assistant at the Madison Art Collection. I've been at this internship for about 2 years.
My name is Jennifer Weiss. I'm a second year geology and art history double degree, and I have been interning at the MAC for the last, this will be my 4th semester. That's crazy.
My name is Casey Robertson. I'm a first year here at JMU.
My name is Aubrey Smith, and today I will be talking about my internship experience here at the MAC.
It was honestly just by chance. I checked my JMU email the summer before we came here, and I saw that there was an internship for art, and I was just really interested, so I applied, not thinking I would get accepted, but then I did, and I was so excited.
I wanted to gain experience in a museum setting. I have known since I started college that museums were the place for me. That's where I wanted to work. And so I thought that this opportunity, especially as an undergrad, would be amazing.
I never considered museums before as a career path, but I was majoring in anthropology and art history, and so it seemed really interesting, and the internship seemed like the perfect opportunity to get some hands-on experience to see what it would actually be like working in a museum and not just this romanticized idea of what I had.
I am a student in the Honors College, and I'm trying to complete the practicum part for my creativity track. I had a friend who completed this practicum about 2 or 3 years ago, and she recommended it to me, and so I applied. And now I've been here for a semester, and it's been a lot of fun.
I learned about it last semester through Dr. Katzman of the art history department. I was taking her museum studies class at the time, and she told me about this wonderful in-person opportunity to be very hands-on with the collection here at JMU. So I applied, did a quick interview, and have been having a wonderful time ever since.
I'd always loved museums and learning about history, art, and science, but I never really learned what happens behind the scenes and what the process is from taking an object in collection storage and then doing the research on it and prepping it to go on exhibition. And so I joined the Lisenby so that I could gain experience in that process and explore the objects from all cultures. That's hard.
We got our first chunk done of reworking the Madison Art Collection and being able to see the physical, visible difference in how organized the first chunk of shelves were. And it was just really satisfying to see all of our hard work paying off, to know that we were making a difference in how accessible the collections were going to be and how much easier it would be to find objects accurately and quickly.
Dusting off this bronze Buddha figure, and I just remember that very well just because it was so intricate, but it looked so great afterwards.
When I worked with the Japanese textile collection, it was really the first big collection that I worked on when I was here at the MAC. There was dozens of just different robes and Japanese wear, and I'm somebody who loves fashion. I love clothes, and I'm interested in Japanese culture too, so it was a very cool experience.
For my favorite memory at the internship, it actually goes hand in hand with my favorite part of the collection thus far. There was a day myself, 2 other interns, a staff member, and the director Ginny. We were just gathered around and going through our small collection of kimonos and Japanese wardrobe from the 70s and just taking educated guesses on the social context we could gather from what we saw. And it was just really informative and really, really fun.
Spending time with people who have similar interests as myself, but also working with Ginny has been amazing. It's because of her that I actually found out that museum education is a career, and so now I'm believing that I can be a museum educator, something that I never thought that I could or was even possible before. So that experience my sophomore year, just sitting with Ginny in her office and just talking about it, was really amazing and really informative for my senior year, which I'm going through now.
In the spring semester of 2020, before COVID hit, we had a late night breakfast event where we partnered with UPB, and it was like a night at the museum. I really liked being able to talk about minerals and art with all the people.
Visitor engagement, the importance of record keeping. I've learned practical collections management skills that I don't necessarily think I would get at a lot of other college museum experiences, to be honest. That includes things like proper object handling to make sure that artworks aren't harmed when they're moved, proper storage to make sure that they don't deteriorate over time and are kept in best condition for potential future exhibits, how to think about exhibition design and how visitors might experience a museum, and how we can make our exhibits more accessible and more inviting to people that might not necessarily be used to museums or might not frequent art museums. I think as a college museum we have a really good liminal space to be able to create an inviting experience without the usual intimidation that like a large art museum in a major city might have.
A lot of them, to be honest. When you have hundreds and hundreds of objects like the MAC does, like there's a specific way you have to number them, record them, you have to do condition reports for everything, you have to do like photos and object files for all of it. So it's very cool to be able to see the backside of museum work and the organizing that goes into that.
Knowing how to keep careful records has been a very important skill that I've learned this semester. If, one thing isn't correct, then an intern that comes in after me may be confused. So that's been organization, I would say, would be a skill that I've really honed in on this semester.
I've learned how to properly store and handle objects, which is very fundamental to just the being of any collection. I've also had the opportunity to meet peers from different majors, so it's been very informative and insightful and just taking different looks at what we're doing.
Museum storage best practices, so like how to store objects, what to do to keep them safe, and how you have to think about how someone's going to be handling it in the future and protect the weaker points.
I've improved my my museum knowledge, because I knew nothing about how to take care of art pieces and artifacts until I joined the MAC internship. So now I feel like I have a good general knowledge on how to handle artwork.
Ooh, also hard.
My favorite object in the collection is one that we've actually rehoused recently. It's, I believe, an over 7-foot long metal spear as part of our African collection, and there will be a graduate fellow over the summer looking into it in more detail to hopefully find more information about it. But it's my favorite object because it's just so large, and it's also I think really cool to think about how people used and still use objects like that in their daily lives.
Or the gold weight turtles. They were so adorable, and there were like 20 of them, and so it was just a bunch of little turtles just looking up at me. Oh, I loved packing those around.
It's probably the big stained glass windows that we have and a wooden border, just because they're so pretty. And they're probably one of the bigger pieces we have.
I have really loved seeing all the weapons we have in our collection. Like when you think about an art museum, your mind just goes to, that painting or that sculpture. So that has been a really cool experience, something different. I mean, I do love a lot of the paintings, but definitely the weapons.
I worked with like the Japanese textiles, for example. There's a really cool object where it was like a firefighter a firefighter robe, and you may not think of clothing as being technology, but the way that the Japanese culture adapted to these natural disasters was by creating super like quilt-like robes, and they would drench them in water and be like, carry on, firefighter, go and fight this fire.
I really want to curate in a mineral or earth science museum. I love talking to people about art and things I'm passionate about, and so what could be better?
Tufts University in the fall for museum education, which is so exciting because of my experience and dedication to the Madison Art Collection that has really led me to this amazing opportunity.
I've already applied to some Smithsonian internships. I'll be looking to hear back from those soon. One silver lining with COVID is that they are offering some internships virtually. So I do plan on moving back to Washington State with my family and hoping to hear back from one of those internships. If not, I'll be looking at different volunteer opportunities in the Seattle area and just kind of building my way up into the museum industry.
I want to go into something related to collections management, but to be honest, I would be happy with anything within the museum field, especially because I think there's a lot to be learned from any position.
Being an undeclared first year, I'm still trying to figure that out, but hopefully maybe something to do with art.
I am studying intelligence analysis, so I'm planning on getting a full-time job in that national security or business sector, although my internship experience at the MAC has certainly been instrumental in me thinking about going to grad school, probably for library or information sciences. So there's a lot of different paths to take, and I think that's one of the great things about the MAC is that it gives you this experience to understand what every path is like and to see if it's something that really fits and suits you.
We had networking opportunities every Friday, and it's just been very insightful to hear such passionate people in the museum and art industry talking about what they love and how they got into it. So I would definitely take advantage of those.
It's okay to make some mistakes. No one is gonna get upset with you for wasting materials or not knowing how to write a condition report or just in general how to do something. Don't worry if you don't know everything, because that's why you're here. You are here to learn and gain experience from Ginny, and also learn from your other interns around you. Be open to their ideas and their perspectives and their experiences, because then you start to cultivate, a little family.
Oh, ask questions. Anytime I was curious about something, whether it was related to what I was working on or not, I just asked, and I learned so much about museums because of that. I was like, I learned what a curator was, for instance. I learned about studying. I learned about how you apply to grad school because I'm going to have to start doing that soon. And so I was asking about it. And Jenny's been such a great mentor, and you really just have to ask.
As somebody who does not have a background in this, do not be afraid to ask questions. Everybody at the MAC is very willing to help you learn because they do want to see you be the best person that you can. Everybody is really great at trying to help you learn. So do not be afraid to ask questions and ask for help when you need it.
Even if you don't end up going into the museum field as a career, the things that you learn at this internship are going to be invaluable. You're cultivating collaboration with others, you're cultivating a detail orientation towards everything that you do. You really learn an interdisciplinary approach to your work in general. And so I think just keeping an open mind as you come into the internship, it might seem like a lot at first, but you will learn so much at this internship. Like it has been invaluable to me, and I don't know what I would do if I hadn't gotten this internship, to be honest.
You're going to mess up just because you don't know. This is new. So doing this, you're going to make mistakes like I did, and just to not stress about it and to just know that everyone messes up when they first start trying something. So to just keep going and just learn from your experiences.
The digitization, I'm hoping, will be complete by then. So the JMU community, as well as the Shenandoah Valley area, can actually access this during times like COVID, but also just in the future, just to have a much more accessible collection.
In 10 years, my wish for the Madison Art Collection is to be completely organized and have everything rehoused. Hopefully it won't take 10 years for that to happen.
Well, I know that the plan in the JMU plans in the future is to create an actual building. I really hope that happens. They definitely need a larger storage space for all of our objects. And it'd also be cool if we could do like programming other than just the exhibitions, so that people could really talk, learn, and dive deep into what the collection has to offer.
And I hope that students are still willing to be so involved with MAC as they are now, or even more in the future. It's really the heart of the collection, and it's meant to be there for people to learn, so I hope people continue to use it.
I think a larger space for the behind the scenes work, as well as a larger gallery, I think it would definitely be beneficial to the Lincoln Museum as a whole to have dedicated positions to more specific roles, so that everyone can do the very best of their job and doesn't have to juggle. Yeah, overall, I'm just really grateful for the opportunity this internship has provided me. This dark year has especially been really beneficial in terms of learning collection management practical skills, and I will always be grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
But I think overall, my hope is that this internship continues to live on. It's been such an influential part of my identity, as well as my time at JMU, that I really hope that other people get to experience it. I want them to be able to look back and think like, wow, even if I'm not an art-related major, I did this. I gained experience. I can do this. Just gaining confidence, and I've gained so much confidence that I want that for every other JMU student who walks through the doors at the Madison Art Collection. So, thank you.